interrupt this program.
The ghost is home, and he's not here to haunt. He's here to burn it all down. This is chapter 3. Welcome to the reunion. Homecoming.
The service shaft didn't have stairs. It had peristalsis. Arx pressed his palm against the wall. It was warm, wet. The surface gave way like skin over muscle, then tightened around his hand with a sound like sucking. He pulled the wall, stretched, released him with a wet pop. He climbed. The heat was immediate, biological. It smelled like copper and amniotic fluid, salt and iron, and something sweeter underneath, decay masked by fertility. The walls contracted around him in waves, pushing him upward, then squeezing tight enough to trap him. His legs screamed. The prison-grade cybernetics whined, hydraulic fluid mixed with sweat running down his calves in pink streaks. The ostomy bag pulled at his side. The adhesive was melting in the heat. He felt it slip. Caught it with his elbow, pressed it flat. The medical polymer was slick. Condensation or leakage, both maybe. Temperature rising, Cal said, bone conduction. His voice cut through the wet sounds. We're passing through the thermal regulation layer. The gray nodes digest organic matter. Don't touch them. Arx looked up, saw the nodes, fleshy polyps growing from the walls, pulsing with their own rhythm. They secreted something clear, fluid that ran down the ribs of the shaft in slow rivulets. It pooled at the bottom. He'd climbed through it. His boots were soaked. Noted. He reached up, his fingers sank into the rib lining. It gave way like wet clay, warm, too warm. When he pulled his hand free, strings of mucus stretched between his fingers and the wall. He wiped them on his coat. They didn't come off, just smeared. The shaft contracted around him, squeezed. He couldn't breathe for 3 seconds. Then it released, pushed him up another meter. His ribs ached where the knife wound had sealed. The tissue underneath was raw. Every breath pulled at it. 3 meters to the membrane, Cal said, heart rate is 448, you're redlining. I'm fine. You're not, but we don't have time for you to be anything else. Arx's hand slipped. He caught himself, fingers digging into the wall. It rippled under his grip. Warm secretions ran down his wrist into his sleeve. He could feel it against his skin, slick alive. The ostomy bag shifted again. He felt the flange pull, the seal breaking. Fluid leaked, warm against his side, mixing with sweat, with the condensation from the walls. He kept climbing. At the top, the shaft ended in a sphincter, tight sealed. The muscle fibers were visible, biomechanical cables wrapped in translucent membrane. Bioluminescent veins pulsed underneath. Arx drew the ceramic blade, didn't cut, pressed the flat against a nerve cluster. Cow highlighted in his vision. The sphincter shuddered, the muscle fibers loosened. It opened with a wet groan, organic, almost sexual. Air escaped, warm, humid. It smelled like the inside of something. Arx pulled himself through. His coat caught the sphincter, tightened, squeezed. He twisted, forced himself through the membrane, scraped against him, left moisture on his neck, his face. He rolled onto carpet, thick gray, soft, clean. The contrast was immediate, violent. Cool air, sterile, expensive. The smell of the shaft was gone, replaced by nothing. Filtered air, climate control. The silence was sharp after the wet sounds of the climb. Arx stood, his boots left wet prints on the carpet, dark, biological. The ostomy bag hung crooked. He adjusted it. Felt the leak, warm fluid against his skin. The tape was ruined. He pulled a fresh strip from his coat, applied it. The adhesive fought the moisture. He pressed harder. It held barely. Cal materialized beside him. Pristine, dry, purple eyes reflecting nothing. penthouse, Cal said no. Arx said he walked forward, boots squelching mine.
2 years ago, before the death, before the grave, standing at the door with Cal looking at this same penthouse. His penthouse, the one he was about to give up. Are you certain? Cal had asked.
I'm certain I can't stay here. Arx had said, not with him watching, not with everything. The synth body was ready, weeks of work built in secret, perfect enough to fool scans, flawed enough that the man with green hair would feel something wrong. When they find it tomorrow, Arx said, make sure the data transfer is complete, make sure he gets the penthouse, all of it. And you? I'll be dead officially. He'd walked out that night, never looked back until now.
The living room stretched before them, floor-to-ceiling windows looked out over clouds. New Alexandria sprawled 500 meters below. Neon and darkness, the rain couldn't reach this high. Just moonlight cutting through the furniture was chrome and glass, sharp angles cropped in oars. A burning fireplace burned without fuel. Magnetic suspension, chemical reaction, blue flame, no warmth.
Arx stopped, he knew this room. But it was wrong. Years before the crash, the room was dark, gothic arches, wood paneling, candlelight casting shadows that moved like living things. The fireplace was stone, real fire logs crackling. Ivy sat on the floor in front of it, building something with blocks, her small hands arranging them carefully. Higher, she said, not to him, to herself. It has to be higher. A woman was at the piano, playing something soft, Chopin maybe. The sound filled the space, warm, human. The walls were lined with books, old leather at laces, history, philosophy, things that mattered before everything became data. Arx walked through, his footsteps made sound. The floor remembered. The walls were white, smooth, featureless, except for the art, shifting, fractal paintings, Cinera's influence, patterns that changed when you weren't looking, mathematical, cold. The books were gone, replaced by chrome sculptures, abstract, expensive, meaningless. The fireplace was still there, but neutered, magnetic, chemical safe. He kept the bones, Arx said, gutted everything else. Cal was silent. Arx walked to the center of the room. There it was, a grand piano, black lacquer sitting in a pool of moonlight, the only thing that hadn't changed. A woman at the bench, blue dress, hair down, she played with hesitation. The third measure, always the third measure. She stopped, looked up. It's out of tune, she said, smiled, tired, beautiful. I can hear it.
Can you hear it?
Arx walked over, stood behind her.
I'll fix it.
You fix everything, Arx. Her hands rested on the keys, didn't press except the things that matter. Ivy ran past them, laughing, chasing something invisible. The sound echoed in the gothic space, high ceiling stone. It held sound differently than glass ever could. The piano was covered in a dust sheet, gray corporate. The kind of gray that meant nothing. The man with green hair didn't play, he just kept it. A trophy, evidence of conquest. Arx reached out, his hand shook, fingers still wet from the climb. He didn't touch it. Arx, Cal said sharp. We're not here for a reunion. Senses are looped, but physical patrols operate on random algorithms. We have 10 minutes. Arx turned away, left wet prints on the white floor. The study, he said. If he kept the piano, he kept the terminal. They moved through the hallway, the corridor was wide, 2 wide walls had been knocked out, opened everything up, made it corporate, presentable. Arx remembered it, narrow, dark wood, family portraits lining the walls, Ivy's height marks on the door frame to her room.
The hallway was cluttered, lived-in toys scattered on the floor. A stuffed rabbit book stacked on a side table. Reading glasses light from Ivy's room. Pink, soft, a nightlight shaped like a star. He He walked to the door, looked in.
Ivy's bed, unmade stuffed animals piled at the head, drawings taped to the walls, crayon marker finger paints, a self-portrait with 3 people, too many fingers on each hand, but smiling.
Daddy, look, Ivy's voice, distant memory, I made us.
The door to that room was gone, the wall extending smooth, white, thiefless. The man with green hair had erased her. Arx kept walking, each step hurt. The study door was open, inside smelled like old paper and ozone. A massive desk dominated the space, liquid metal rippling slowly, reflecting nothing behind it. A wall of screens, and on the desk, sitting like a paperweight, a prototype core, crack-burned Cal's corpse.
The study was wood, dark books everywhere. A physical desk, solid scarred paper stacked, actual papers, pens that needed ink. Arx sat there, late working, always working. A woman appeared in the doorway, robe, hair down. It's 3 in the morning, she said. Soft, not angry, just tired.
I know I'm almost done.
You're always almost done.
She walked in, put her hand on his shoulder.
Come to bed, Arx. The work will still be here tomorrow.
I need to finish this we're presenting.
He can wait. She squeezed his shoulder. I can't.
He looked up at her, saw the sadness, the exhaustion, the years of coming second.
5 more minutes, he said.
She smiled, didn't believe him, left. He worked for 3 more hours.
The wood was gone. The books were gone. The desk that remembered his hands was gone, replaced by liquid metal that remembered nothing. Everything had been sterilized, made as erase the man who built it.
Arx sat the chair adjusted to him.
But it didn't remember. It was just proroguing. He accessed the terminal. His fingers found the old rhythm. The encryption was heavy, caliber court military grade, but the back door was one he'd written 12 years ago.
I'm in.
Screens lit up, data cascaded, blue light washing over his face, hiding the scars, the age, the damning.
Search for run, Arx said.
Cal interface, lines of code scrolling. Found it, restricted file, subdirectory, heirlooms. Heirlooms, the word sat heavy, the file opened, schematics, biological layouts, neural mapping, diagrams, and video. Grainy A containment cell, white walls, observation glass. A girl physically mature but malnourished, atrophied wrong. She sat in the corner eating raw meat. No utensils, just hands, mechanical efficiency. No pleasure, fuel. She looked up, orange gold eyes. Blood on her chin running down her neck. She didn't wipe it, just stared at the camera. What is she? Arx whispered. Cal was quiet, processing. His eyes flickered, reading data streams. Arx couldn't see files within files, layers of information. He saw its status, an eternal stasis, maintained neural activity, continuous temptation. Cal stared, his didn't change. But something in his eyes shifted, recognition, understanding. She was alive, being used, fed into the machine. Cal, Arx said, what does the data say? Cal closed several files before Arx could read them, fast, precise. It's a synthetic framework. Cal said, voice controlled, even consciousness integration using stylist architecture. My architecture, synthetic intelligence built on consciousness trafficking, built from what we created. Built from what I was. Cal pulled up different data, safe data. Look at this. The core logic structure. It's mine, my neural pathways. My processing architecture. They used me as the prototype. Scrolling text beside the video. Subject, ring compasses, genetic salus, lights in eris combatit, staineist fragment. Subject, ring compasses, genetic salus, lights in illustrum project. They perfected the consciousness transfer using me, Cal said. Then they built her. Arx stared at the screen, at the girl with eyes that looked too old, too empty, eating meat like an animal, at the monster built with his stolen work. Download it, Arx said, all of it. The download will trigger localized alarms. I don't care. Cal didn't argue. Progress bar appeared. Arx kept reading transport logs, security reports, containment breach incidents. She's not here anymore, Arx said. Run, she was moved 3 days ago. Where? Wasteland transport authorization signed by. He stopped, Hexavane and Emma Achilles. Marcus. Still working for him. but fucking hexa on this side. Arx scrolled deeper. There's more containment breach reports, multiple incidents, something about dark Cineris response patterns. Cal pulled up secondary files, security footage loaded, the Spire's upper levels. A hallway normal. Then the wall rippled, not architecture adjusting, something pressing through from the other side. A shape emerged tall, two tall limbs bent wrong, chrome and wet muscle and shadow. It moved through the wall like the wall wasn't real. The footage cut. What the fuck was that? Arx said. Cal replayed it, analyzed. Dark Cineris manifestation, the genetic profile Ring's bloodline, is creating a resonance, an invitation. The Spire is calling them through. From where? Wherever they are. The light Cineris built these structures as doorways, gates, runs DNA is the key. When she's here, the gates open. But she's attracting the dark Cineris, the creatures, the stalkers, the war that never ended. Arx pulled up another log. Hexa's notes brief: clinical containment breaches increasing exponentially. Subject: Ren must be relocated immediately. Wasteland transport authorized, priority. Preserve Spire structural integrity and operational security. She moved Run because the monsters were coming for her, Arx said. She moved Run because Run is a beacon, and the Spire couldn't handle it. Download progress 87%. A sound, distant hydraulic locks disengaging. Cal's head snapped toward the door, movement 3 signatures, armed caliber corp tactical. Arx stood, drew the ceramic blade, blood from the ostomy leak had soaked through his shirt. Dark stain spreading. How long? 20 seconds. Download is at 92%. Footsteps heavy, professional, augmented boots on corporate carpet. The door opened, 3 guards, full tactical gear, helmets, nano-edged blades glowing faint blue at their hips. One carried a rifle barrel trained on Arx. They saw him, recognized him. Arx Eternal. The lead guard said, voice modulated flat. You're supposed to be dead. I get that a lot. The guard's finger moved to the trigger. Arx moved first. He wasn't fast anymore. The prison-grade cybernetics were all damaged, but he was efficient. He closed the distance before the shot, drove the ceramic blade up under the helmet rim, through the soft tissue at the throat, through the augmented vocal cords underneath. The guard made a sound, wet mechanical blood sprayed arterial hot. It hit Arx's face, his neck, ran down inside his collar. The guard dropped his helmet, hit the floor. Raw blood pooled around it. Dark spreading across expensive white carpet, soaking in. The other 2 attacked. The first swung his nano blade fast. Professional Arx blocked the impact, shattered up his arm. His cybernetics screamed old damage, microfractures that had never healed right. Hydraulic fluid leaked from the elbow joint, mixed with blood, pink slick. He twisted, used the guard's momentum, drove him toward the desk. The liquid metal rippled, reached up, wrapped around the guard's helmet, pulled him down, swallowed his face. The guard thrashed, clawed at the desk. His fingers sank and the metal held them. He couldn't breathe, couldn't scream, just muffled sounds. Desperate animal, his legs kicked slower, slower. Stop. The third guard was on Arx, blade out, augmented reflexes. The nano edge cut across Arx's ribs, right where the knife wound had been sealed. The tissue parted, blood welled, immediate hot. Arx grunted, stumbled back, his hand went to the wound, blood between his fingers warm, too much. The ostomy bag shifted, the flange pulled. He felt a disconnect, fluid leak mixed with blood, ran down his side, soaked through his pants. The guard pressed, another strike coming. Cal materialized between them, his hand moved not fast. Precise nanomachines deployed from his palm, swarm, got into the helmet through the vents. The filter intakes. The guard clawed at his visor, made sounds that weren't human, wet, choking. The nanomachines were in his throat, his lungs. He dropped, twitched, smoke rose from the helmet seams. The smell was burnt plastic and cooked meat. Download complete. Cal said he pulled the data chip from the terminal, pocketed it. We need to leave. Arx pressed his hand harder against his ribs, blood pulsed between his fingers. The ostomy bag hung loose, swinging, dripping. I'm bleeding. I know, walk anyway. Behind them, the liquid metal desk was still rippling, the guard's body sinking slowly, his hand visible, fingers spread, then gone. They stepped into the hallway, the lights flickered at the far end of the corridor, the wall rippled same way it had in the footage. Something was coming through. Arx, Cal said, quiet, run. The wall
hole bulged, split not torn, open like the architecture was welcoming something home. The creature emerged, tall 8 feet, maybe 9 limbs that bent in 3 places. Too many joints, chrome plating over muscle that looked wet, red, fresh. The head was smooth, elongated, no face, just a single optic in the center, glowing red, the eye symbol. It turned toward them, fluid dripped from its limbs, clear, viscous. It left trails on the white floor, smoking acidic. It moved fast, silent, just displacement, air moving wrong. Arx ran Cal beside him, the creature behind. Its footsteps weren't footsteps, just wet sounds, organic, wrong. Blood ran down Arx's side, the ostomy bag swung, fluid spattered on the floor. He left a trail, pink, biological, leading it right to them. They reached the windows. We're 500 meters up, Cal said. Arx pulled a cylinder from his coat, ceramic matte black. He lit it, drew once. The cherry glowed pale blue. The taste was burnt plastic and regret. Then he heard it. From the street below, 500 meters down through rain and wind, a melody, high-pitched, harmonic, wrong frequency for human voices, but they were singing it anyway. Round. Had to be the sound, climbed through the rain like smoke through water, found him bypassed the prison-grade cybernetics, went straight into the part of his brain that still remembered what his ancestors were, the part with pointed ears, orange gold eyes, Scenari's bloodline. The song said, let go. It said, you're tired. It said, the fall is peace, the impact is release, stop fighting. Arx's grip on the ceramic blade loosened, the cylinder nearly fell from his fingers. His body broken, leaking, held together with cheap augments and spite. Considered it 500 meters clean, final. No more ostomy bags, no more hydraulic fluid mixing with blood, no more waking up in apartments that remembered better men. The song was beautiful, perfect. It understood him better than he understood himself. Arx, Cal's voice distant, fighting through the melody. The frequency brass sonic weapon, they're testing you. Testing the word cut through. Arx looked down through the rain, through 500 meters of empty air. He couldn't see them, but he knew they were there. Broad guards, Scenari's hybrid enforcers, wings folding, swords at their hips, singing the song was a test. The truth teller said so. If you resisted, you served a higher purpose. If you didn't, you were never meant to survive anyway. The creature was 3 meters behind them, fluid dripping, acidic smoke rising where it touched the floor. Its optic fixed on Arx, patient. It didn't need to rush. The song would do the work.
Arx tasted copper, his own blood, mixed with the cheap tobacco, with the rain coming through broken glass somewhere, with everything that had kept him alive when he should have died. His orange gold eyes, Scenari's bloodline, light Scenaris, the ones who built the gates before the dark Scenaris came hunting, focused, sharpened. I hear it. Arx said his voice was raw, quiet, but it cut through the song like the song had cut through everything else. I hear the song, Cal. He looked at the window at New Alexandria spinning below, neon and darkness and rain. And it's not gonna be my last. He grabbed the burned prototype core from where it had fallen, Cal's old corpse. Heavy cracked through it at the creature. The thing caught it, examined it. The optic focused, curious, almost gentle, like it recognized something. Arx shot the window. The glass spider webbed held. He shot it again, it shattered. Wind hit them, cold, violent rain drove in horizontal. The sound was deafening after the sterile silence. The song kept climbing through it, kept offering peace, kept promising that the fall was the answer. The creature dropped the core, fluid pooling where it hit the floor, smoking at lungs. Arx grabbed Cal, stepped backward into nothing, into open air, into rain that finally reached them after 500 meters of separation. They fell. The song followed them down, but Arx wasn't listening anymore. He was falling, and falling wasn't the same as surrendering. Behind them, the creature stood at the broken window, watching the optic glowing red. It didn't follow. It didn't need to. It knew where the girl was going. The gates would open again. Below, the bra kept singing, testing, watching to see if the dead man would choose death again. The rain kept falling, and Arx, broken, bleeding, defiant, fell with it. Cat on a leash. Cat on a leash, cat on